Hi guys and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing well. This video is going to be all about the importance of sleep as well as my review of one of the Sunrise alarm clocks, and if you stay tuned until the end of the video I'm actually going to be giving one away as well. So first up, why is sleep so important? Sleep is the time when both your body and mind recovers and rejuvenates. It's the time for your mind to basically sort out what's been going on across the day. It improves memory, and then metabolically it improves your immune system, and it also helps to regulate your weight. This is because research has shown if you have a lack of sleep, so anything less than 6 hours a night really, research has shown that your hunger hormones might be elevated the next day and the hormones that make you feel full are lowered. So this means the next day you might be craving more high calorie, sugary, fatty foods, and when researchers have done brain scans on people, the areas that light up in response to pleasure and food actually light up much more after a lack of sleep. So this means that high calorie foods such as cake and chocolate actually are more appealing after a lack of sleep. Sleep is also super important for our concentration and productivity levels, as well as motivation as well, because if you're sleep deprived, you're not going to be as motivated to, for example, prep a healthy breakfast or prep a healthy lunch or even work out. I read a really good article on James Clear's website, and it was all about the analogy that we're a bit like a bucket. So out from the bucket of water drains things like our training and stress, day-to-day life, and then things that top up our bucket, our healthy nutrition, recovery, rest and sleep. And the analogy is that if you are constantly draining, constantly on the go from your bucket, you're soon going to run out and run into injury. So sleep is one of those things that we really cannot neglect. So moving on to top tips for our sleep health. So ideally, like I said before, we should be aiming for between 7 to 8 hours sleep a night, and ideally we should be going to bed and waking at similar times every day. For example, going to sleep at 10 o'clock if you're up at 6 o'clock. There are some things that help you to sleep better. So for example, if you're sensitive to caffeine, avoiding caffeine late afternoon, evening is advisable. Having a really dark room and avoiding bright light, so especially the light on your mobile phone after say 8 o'clock is advised. I've actually got a function, I think it's on most iPhones, where you can switch it on to night mode and it stops the blue glare. And another tip is to have quite a cool room. So research has shown that we sleep better if our room is cooler rather than warmer. So once you're in a routine of going to bed at a decent time so that you get your 7 to 8 hours sleep, what about the next day? I, for one, struggle, especially in the winter, getting up in the dark. So typically I get up about 6 o'clock, and if you live in England like me, from October, November time until about March time, it is dark in the morning. So I really do struggle. That is why I ended up getting one of these Sunrise alarm clocks. So this one is from Lumie, and I did a lot of research. So I asked all my friends about these Sunrise alarm clocks. I wanted to know what they thought, and the theory behind it is that when our body is exposed to light, so basically the rising sun, our waking hormones kick in and it prepares our body for waking up. So if you wake up to sunrise, whether it be natural or artificial, you in theory should be feeling better. So moving on to the Sunrise alarm clock itself. So to give you a bit of an overview as to how it works, you first of all set the time, and then you set the alarm as to whatever time you want it to go off in the morning. So for me that's 6 a.m, and at 6 a.m it actually gives off the sound of like birds tweeting. Half an hour before though, and you've got the option of setting it 20, 30 or 45 minutes, a sunrise starts. So just to show you what it looks like, the sunrise gets brighter and brighter like that, and I should say that you need to have it on your bedside table for it to work the most, so that it's at eye line. So that's first thing in the morning. It gradually wakes you up, so basically mimics the sun rising. And then at night, when you set the alarm and you put the light on, it actually fades to mimic a sunset, so like that. So regarding then, what do I think of the Lumie alarm clocks? I have to be honest in that I first looked into getting one of these for the wrong reasons. So I looked into getting one thinking that me getting 6 hours sleep a night was gonna make me feel like I had 7 or 8, and in fact it doesn't do that at all. But what it does do, it makes getting up in the dark, so when it's in the winter months, easier. And the main difference that I noticed was with this was one morning I had to set my alarm clock for 4:30 because I was going to London really early. And the way that I felt waking up at 4:30 was the exact same as waking up at 6:30, and that was just because the entire room was the exact same lightness. So it was like I was waking up to a sunrise but on both mornings. So I have to say that from my point of view, it does definitely make waking up in the dark easier, and for me it's going to be a staple in the winter months, and that's just because in the summer months I sleep with quite light curtains or blinds, so the sunlight naturally comes in. So to show you the packaging looks like this, and I think that this is the second cheapest model. So the cheapest model, it has blue instead of black along the bottom, and you don't get a choice as to how long before your alarm the sunrise starts. So I think that's called the starter 30 or something like that. So this one you can choose between 20, 30 and 45 minutes, and that one just has a 30-minute option. And I think the other difference is that you can't change the sound of the ringtone as well, so the ring alarm when it goes off. On the side it shows you what you're meant to look like waking up to the lovely sunrise, and I will say that I read quite a few reviews online before I got it, that it was quite fiddly to use. Once you've used it for 1 or 2 weeks, it's really simple and basic, but it is hard at first just to get your head around it. If you're interested in what other people think, on my Facebook I did actually ask people what they thought about the sunrise alarm clocks, and so many of you have them. So if you're interested and don't already have one, I will link that post below just to see what other people think. So on to the giveaway. The lovely people at Lumie have actually given me one of these to give away. So if you want to be in a chance of winning, all you have to do is be a subscriber of my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and then comment down below telling me why you want to win. So it could be something as simple as because you get up early, because you struggle to get up, because it's dark when you wake up, and I will pick a winner at random. I'll keep this giveaway open for a week, so in an exact week's time I'll choose a winner, I'll contact you, and then hopefully you will have your light clock early January, and then you can enjoy it for the rest of the winter months and possibly into summer, depending on how dark your room is naturally. So I really hope that you found this video useful. Please do give it a thumbs up even if you don't enter, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye!